follow where your money's going. You got to know where your money's going. Like what you were saying at the beginning, if you don't
Mhm.
know who has your money or who's spending your money or where the money's going at the end of the month, how can you expect to grow
Mhm.
real wealth?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So tell us a little bit more
Exactly.
about your journey.
One of the things that you said, I think, is really a really good nugget. And we learn best from setbacks and breakups and bad business deals. The takeaway is what kind of what you're saying about losing a girlfriend. Sometimes those difficult things are the best thing that happen because you realize the symptoms. Wow, I don't feel good with this relationship. This person doesn't respect me. They don't, whatever the things are in your business or personal lives, you get to take stock of what you want and what you don't want. And so when people show up in your life that are something you don't want, you don't let them in. And I would imagine during that time for you, Harry, your network and your people around you got better. And you kept out a lot of the whiners, moaners, victims, complainers, the world's ending kind of people.
Yeah, all
And
the
you
toxic
sur-
people around my life. But it's
and you
interesting when it's
surrounded
tough.
yourself.
When it's tough, you know who really is with you in those tough moments. This every very quickly, you know which family members who really who really love you, and us that we have constant, failure is part of our life. Again and again, you check during your life when it's there. When things are tough, yeah, people don't people don't know that when we have bad time, our bad times are just temporarily. We entrepreneurs, we always come back in a different form, yeah, and more stronger, more cautious. We It's not that very rare I can see one entrepreneur that just fail and that's it and find a job and quit. um those one that we decide this type of life, we always come back in a different form. And it's interesting when things were tough and the people disappear on your life. And then when things are picking up again, they start to show up again. And you say, hey, where were you? Where were you when things were tough? Yeah. So it's interesting to see how people react, but you can spot, even for team members also, team members. And when COVID, I have to sit with my team and say, guys, we will figure it out. We don't know. Imagine I have an international business doing public speaking around the world: Dubai, Singapore, London. We people and these speakers and leaders, and we traveling all over the world. And it's like you're a music concert. You arrive to the countries, speaking tours, thousands of people waiting for you. And then actually, it was when COVID hit. I was even in a tour, and one day I'm about to go to the States. Say, you cannot go to the States. Say, what happened? Say, no, no, no. The whole country is closed, even the airport. So I had to stay. I get stuck in Peru 111 days because we were doing actually a speaking tour over there, and the world changed like that. So again, now you have to reinvent yourself. Luckily for us, we have been reinventing ourselves so many times that we don't even we don't even scare or worry about how which form we're gonna come back. However, Melissa, daily something that I want to point out very good is that you said, look, I built a business, I lost the business, but I kept the money. This is very profound. This is from someone that actually um have experience doing business and know what they're talking about. And this is a conversation that I want to. I have a question for you right now, which is a point that I raise here a lot. Okay, because when people are in business, okay, even us, we go in business by accident. Now you start your first business, you make a lot of money, you start to make money, and what we all do? We take all this money, reinvest in the business, take all this money, reinvest in the business, take all this money, reinvest in the business. Guess what happened? COVID come, something happened, an earthquake, a hurricane. The other day, my brother called me. He has a import and export business. Okay. And he bring furniture decoration from Indonesia, and then he bring it to Spain. He big warehouse, big operation. He had clients all over Europe and even all over Europe and Australia and whatever. He called me the other day and told me, Harry, you won't believe. Have you heard the news? I said, no, no, what news? He said, look, it was fire in Spain, close to my warehouse, and the fire just got only 200 meters away from my warehouse. I'm like, what?
Mm.
He said, and I couldn't even go close there to save anything there because the fire brigade closed the whole thing. And the fire, can you believe, kilometers? He said the fire, the wind took the fire 9 miles and only 200 meters my warehouse. And my answer to him was, well, you only need to be in business for these kind of things happen to you. Almost the whole business gone, almost, just because a wind in the middle of nowhere, a fire in the middle of nowhere, 9 miles away, very far, the wind moved the whole thing. So, Melissa, the conversation that we articulate with the entrepreneurs is the following. If you have a business and you're making money, okay, why you don't take this money? Buy a property, even if you don't like property. You rent the property, and this money of the rent, you use it for marketing of your business. You know what? If you lose the business, still you have the house that give you cash flow. Oh, I'm just giving a hypothetical example how to become an entrepreneur and a good money manager to actually, if the business doesn't work, to get the money. This what you just shared with me is very impressive, and I'm very proud that you tell me, Harry, you know what? The business, I did it. It worked for a while. I lost it, but you know what? I kept the money. So, what advice do you have for the people listening to us? So, the people that become like entrepreneur by accident at the beginning, and because I can tell that you are in the end of the cycle, yeah. You mean since very young you start the same like me, right? So we've been and our parents were no entrepreneurs, so we need to learn by try and error, by our mistake. So, what advice do you have for the young entrepreneur making money right now that nobody knows how to deal with success, and nobody knows um, how they can plan effectively in order to keep the money, because it's unfair that you work so hard, you pull this business off, and after lost everything. I don't think it's fair for entrepreneurs, you know.
I think nothing's fair. There's no easy ways to the end. There's no quick and easy ways to things. It's either you're going to do the work or you're not going to do the work. You're going to learn from your mistakes or you're not going to learn from your mistakes. And those that don't learn, the same mistakes keep showing up. So in my case, I had to make a lot more mistakes because I didn't have the wealth team. Now my team of people help me limit the loss of things versus how I had it before. So to answer your question, I would say know where you're going, right? Like if we're going from Austin to Miami, you need to put that address in GPS. And there's many different routes to get to Miami from Austin, but they're all choices along the way to turn left, to turn right. But you have the steering wheel and you're holding the steering wheel, telling the car which way to go. Same thing with your money. If you don't know where your money is and you're trusting it with other people, nobody cares more about your money than you, period. And even the people that you're giving your money to, like the financial advisors or wherever your money is going, they're getting paid to manage your money, right? And if you make money, great, they still get paid. If you lose money, great, they still get paid. So the bottom line is know what your buckets are, know what you're willing to give away, what you're willing to keep, and don't just show up as a taker. Like I've seen many greedy people lose their shorts, I'll say, because they wanted people to rally around them and they didn't rally around the people that were there helping them rise. And so when they needed help on the other side, they were sitting with their pile of money by themselves. And so my thoughts on that is also take care of your health along the way. Invest some of your money in yourself, meaning not just more knowledge to make more money, your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, your travel. I find a lot of times with founders and entrepreneurs, they're like, I'll vacation and I'll rest when my business is making $20 million. But the truth is, there's no guarantee that you're going to see that 20 million or you'll be around for the 20 million. So start living life today. And when you're enjoying what you're doing, you're never actually working. Like I enjoy what I do. I could work 7 days a week and it's not work to me. I just have to be mindful of my family and the people around me and scheduling my time and making sure I'm giving to my community. That's a big part of what I believe entrepreneurship is. So back to the cookie recipe is if I love making cookies, but the world doesn't need another cookie company, the business might not succeed. It's a true statement. But if I first solve the problem for the person that's going to be buying my product, buying my rent, my house, or whatever you're selling or offering for your services, I always play this in my head when I'm building something. I always try to give first and get second. So when I record podcasts, I say a prayer every time that I help one person do one thing that makes their life be a little bit better. When I go to speak on stages, I've spoke around the world, hundreds of different stages. I do the same thing. Give me the words that's going to help one person do one thing. And that's the same thing with what you're saying is if you show up in anything very transactional, you're going to get that back from the people that work for you, your advisors, your family members. Everybody's going to start giving you back what you give out, whether it's abundantly clear or it happens on a slow curve. So my 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 answer to your question is kind of a question with a question, but I think the one thing I would say is the rise is fun and the fall is funner as long as you're learning. And the more that you're learning, the less likely you're going to make the same mistakes if you're learning, and the better you're going to get in the end. So keep learning, keep making mistakes, keep building relationships and taking care of yourself and follow your money.
Mm-hmm.
Follow where your money is going. You got to know where your money is going. Like what you were saying at the beginning, if you don't know who has your money or who's spending your money or where the money is going at the end of the month, how can you expect to grow real wealth?
Follow us for more interviews with the world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.